Hey, and welcome to Beauchart's YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to catch more videos just like this one. My name is Aiden Henry and I'm the marketing manager here at Beauchart Industries, and today we're going to be talking about the one trick to identifying your water filter cartridge. Now, water filter cartridges, there are a whole bunch of them out there. There's a lot of things that you can do with water filter cartridges. Before we go any further, I want to just plug that in the description of this video we have a water filter cartridge selection guide. So that guide, that little PDF, it's free to download. It's got even more information in it than I'm going to cover today. It talks about micron ratings and average life expectancy of your cartridge and all kinds of stuff like that. So definitely recommend go check that out if you want more information. Now, before we go any further, we need to talk about the ends on your cartridge. So, like I said, there are a ton of different cartridges, all kinds of different things that you can filter out of your water, and with all of those different types of cartridges are different end types. What you want to be looking for on your cartridge right now is that you have the double open end type, otherwise known as the universal type of cartridge. If you have that, great. This video is going to be very helpful for you. You're off to a great start. If you do not have the double open end that you can see through, you're going to want to contact the manufacturer of your filter housing, and they're going to be able to tell you what kind of cartridge that you need. But assuming that you have that, we're off to the races. Here we go. The second part about cartridges in general is just how often do you need to change them? Now, different manufacturers might have different recommendations, but nearly every Beauchart filter cartridge is recommended for 3 to 6 months. That's kind of the lifespan there. And the reason that even after 6 months, if your cartridge, you pull it out, it looks good visually, it looks okay, you still will want to replace it, is that you absolutely can have a buildup of bacteria in different things. If you're finding that your flow rate is down in your house because of your cartridge, it's probably plugged up with sediment and things like that. If it just kind of smells, there are a lot of different reasons that you might want to change it ahead of that 6-month timeline, but in general, if you're unsure after 6 months, we highly recommend changing out your cartridge. Now, here is an example of a cartridge that has been used, and when you compare it to its brand new brother, yeah, you see that you don't want that. Beauchart has 2 different categories of filter cartridges. We've got your sediment cartridges and your taste and odor cartridges. Now, filtration is taking something out of your water, be that sediment or a taste or an odor that you don't like. And just because you might not have a water well, you might be running off of municipal water, doesn't mean that you're not going to have an issue maybe with chlorine that you don't want to be drinking, you don't want on your body, or that you're not going to have issues with sediment and it still coming through your taps. So either way, these are by far going to be the most popular cartridges that you're going to run into, and more than likely one of the ones that you need. So within the different cartridges that Beauchart offers, we have 9 different variations for you. Spun polypropylene, string wound polypropylene, pleated polyester. For high temperatures, we have our string wound cotton and string wound natural cotton, carbon briquette, carbon block, powder activated carbon wrap, and granular activated carbon. So hopefully one of these cartridges looks like the one that is in your hands, and bingo, 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 we can move on to the next part. Now, just as a quick aside, if you're holding one that looks wound and you're having trouble identifying what is the difference between these two, is it a high temperature one, is it a regular one, you're going to want to look at the core down the barrel of the filter cartridge here, and if it is stainless steel like this one, you know that you have a high temperature one. If it is plastic like this one, you know that you do not have a high temperature one. You have a plastic one, a regular one, just an everyday cartridge. Now, if you have a stainless steel core, do you have to replace it with a stainless steel core? Well, because these are our high temperature ones, if you're not actually using it in high temperature, if this is just for a residential system, you do not necessarily need to replace it with a stainless steel one. So once you know what your cartridge is made out of, you can move on to measuring it to figure out what size of cartridge you need to replace it. Now, when it comes to measuring, you want to get your handy dandy Beauchart branded measuring tape here, and there are 2, maybe 3 different measurements that you really need to pay attention to in order to figure out what size of replacement cartridge you actually need. So the first is going to be the inner diameter, this little hole here. The second is going to be the outer diameter from one side to the other, and then the last is going to be the length of the cartridge altogether. Now, you might be looking at these and recognizing that there are 2 very different sizes of cartridges here. You would be correct. You can tell that the cartridge or the housing that this cartridge came out of is probably meant for a cartridge of this size. Great. So if you pulled a cartridge that looks like this out of your filter housing, probably just replace it with one of those. This cartridge, however, this is, by the way, this is called our giant cartridges on the Bowshark.com website. Now this is just like our standard filter cartridge size. You can probably use your brain to figure out that the housing that this one came out of is not going to fit this guy. So you're going to have a bad time if you order the wrong one. So like I said, use your measuring tape, take measure of what size of cartridge that you have. I can't get this on, and that's going to help you know what size of cartridge you're going to want to replace it with. Once you've got your material and your dimensions, the last thing that you're going to need to know about choosing a cartridge is the Micron rating that you need. Now, I can't really just make a general, here's what you're going to need, because there is such a variety. Every different cartridge has usually a range of different micron ratings available. Now, if you don't know what a micron rating is, it refers to how fine the holes are in the actual filtering material and how much sediment it is going to stop or let through. So for example, if you have a 5 micron filter cartridge, it is going to stop material that you can see with your naked eye, but it's going to let smaller material through. If you have a 1 micron filter cartridge, it is going to stop stuff that you even cannot see with your eye. So when it comes to picking out the right micron range or the right micron size for you and your home, it's honestly a little bit of trial and error. You might want to talk to your favorite retailer, you might want to talk to a plumber or a wholesaler or someone in your region geographically that knows your area. But other than that, you're just going to kind of have to choose something and see how it goes. If it fills up with sediment in 3 to 6 months or less than, if you notice a huge pressure drop in your water over time, those might be signs that you might want to keep experimenting and try out different micron ratings until you get the one that is perfect for your home. So with these 3 things, the material, the dimensions, and the micron rating that you need, you can go to a retailer, wholesaler, plumber, and give them that information, and they will be able to hook you up with the cartridge that you need. Now, the trick, the moment you've been waiting for. I have the solution to all of your problems, past, present, and future. I have a piece of garbage. Okay, it's not quite a piece of garbage, but this little wrapper is what your filter cartridge comes in. And the trick to remembering what sort of filter cartridge that you need is that when you are done this process, you've picked out a cartridge, you've tested it, you know it's good, take this guy and tape it onto your wall, or if you're in your basement, to the floor joists above you, whatever you have to do, that this little sticker is going to contain all of the information that we were just talking about. And the next time that you need to replace your cartridge, you're going to look at this sticker, read it, and it's going to tell you everything that you need to know. And that is it. Once again, if you want more information than what I've dove into today, go to the description of this video, check out the water filter cartridge selection guide, and that will give you everything else that you didn't get from me. So once again, my name is Aiden Hennebree, marketing manager here at Bowshark Industries. Thanks for hanging out. If you want more information just on anything related to what Bowshark Industries does, 2 really great resources, actually 3 really great resources for you, just because I like you. The first is bowsharku.com. Tons of great articles on there covering the industry and all kinds of plumbing and water well related stuff there. The second is our knowledge base. Our knowledge base is if you have a technical question about one of our products, really quirky, niche-y thing that you need answered, our research and development tech support teams have got you covered there. And third, of course, is our YouTube channel. We've got lots of content, more like this on the way, so keep your eyes peeled. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.